Greetings, salutations. Hopefully, everything's good with you and yours. Woof. The House of Horrors, FAMU versus Jackson State, is not the game that most Rattlers like celebrating. It's not a rivalry. It's not. We have a rivalry as far as academics. That's not a rivalry either. Because there's no question, FAMU is definitely, but on the athletic field, especially the football field, it's not a rivalry. It's just one team has been very dominant over the other, and one place in particular has been the House of Horrors. You already know what's up. What's always gonna be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
Greetings, salutations. Hopefully, everything's going good with you and yours. What's up, killers? I see you there. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, B Stark? What's up, Sweet? Mr. Dwayne Sweet up there. Hey, man. If you haven't noticed, I don't talk a lot of trash to Jackson State folks. One thing I'm not gonna do is I just can't. And part of it is especially Veteran Stadium has been the house of horrors. Whether a hurricane was coming and we just FAMU has not had a good record against Jackson State overall for the past 20 plus years, but especially the vet. So yeah, it's been the house of horrors. And this year, FAMU returns to a place where honestly, in the words of Dennis Green, we had them where we wanted them, and we let them off the hook. And it's not a lie. Like last time FAMU played this team, we were right there. It was a really close game. We're also going to talk about Chair Harper's video. If you missed it, I don't know what to tell you. Somebody outside of the family, Lee, asked me about it, and I was like, you wouldn't understand it. Stay out of it. Like that was heavy. That was deep. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, not a lot of it. You just need to go back and watch it. It was on her YouTube, our Facebook page. I said YouTube. I meant Facebook page. It was a live, and boy, she dished tea. Like it was tough, man. So like run, pass, kick, all second half with the 1 point lead. Yeah. What's up, little baby? Told y'all, man, Jackson's just one of those places. I don't envy anybody when it comes to that. Yeah. Before we get too deep into the weeds on that one, though, Rattler boosters need folks to re-up, join in. Yeah, man. He said, "You're not sure what to talk about." Hey, it was something. Also, the Rattler boosters are at work routinely. They support the nutrition program at the Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, and they use those funds that you supply to join in and to get that done. And in conjunction with the 220 Club, we know the 220 Club started back. The last meeting was just that. It was pretty much a meeting for members that were in person to talk shop. But those two organizations got it done to make sure that the cooling chamber got taken care of. So also, shout out to my guy, Jay Peeps, Penalty Talk. He has season preview for FAMU up, and Dr. Kenyatta Cavill, I see he's up here on the live too. So, I try not to compete against legends, but, it is what it is. And that's what the Rattler Recovery Unit looks like, man. So I'm just saying, like, it's a good time to be had. So, and last but certainly not least, round one normally with St. Clair Moraine, but it's me. So it's me right now, and on the show, it's just really talking about more sports, a little bit in the FAMU FSU realm, but really talking about local sports in Tallahassee area. So come join on Hallelujah 95.3 St. Clair round one sports talk show. But I'm just filling in for right now. So I am the co-host, and sometimes co-hosts get co-host benefits, right? Yeah. So Baby versus Jackson State. Just go ahead and jump in, man. This is one of those games. Jackson State, a couple plays away from going back to the Celebration Bowl. I mean, they lost the opportunity to PV in a upset. Like going into the season, I think we all knew Tremaine Jackson had a good thing. We knew he was a good coach, especially from the Big Bend area. Anybody that was kind of in that range to watch Valdosta State and see what he did, you expected him to do some stuff. And if you haven't watched the latest YouTube video, he's not tired yet. Hilarious. It was good. I love the PV team over there. They were singing about Atlanta last year. This year, singing about I'm Not Tired Yet from the Mississippi Mass Choir. But that was a tough game. And if you just really go over and look, Jackson State, again, the perennial favorite to win the SWAC. Everybody expects either Jackson State or Alabama State. I mean, just lowly old PV just creeping around the corner. And I mean, I don't think we play them this year, so I don't really, I don't care. But they are picked to be up there and coming into this game. Let's see. We're doing this live. No, nothing. No filter, no nothing on this one. So let's see. Jackson State, how I got them. So first game. Let's see. We're going to. All right. Turn off the. So first game, Tennessee State. I got Jackson State by 40. I think they're going to beat the fool out of Tennessee State, and I don't think it's going to be close. Edward Waters, games in Jackson. I think that is a beating for their Labor Day Classic. Tuskegee, I think Jackson State wins again. Southern, Jackson State wins again. Alabama A&M, that could be a toughie. I think we're kind of sleeping on that one. If there's an upset in that stretch, it's Alabama A&M. And then Grambling. I got no faith in Grambling. All right, and it's not Mickey. It's the fact that I see what they say they're going to start at quarterback. And unless some things change, I can't do it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going on a limb and say 5-1. I'm going on a limb. And the limb is Alabama A&M. So I could very easily see them walking into this game 5-1. They should be 6-0. If I'm being honest. Alabama A&M should be 6-1. FAMU should be 4-2 based on Keith's projection. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing I know or anything like that. It's just, yeah. So, and I got FAMU coming into this one 4-2. So Jackson State has the easiest schedule in the FCS. You might not be wrong. Yeah. They got 3 games. Outside of that, Jackson State should beat a lot of teams handily. Like, not even close. So, yeah, that's just Keith. I don't think. Jackson State should be 6-0. But I'm only putting 5-1 just to kind of like. I think Alabama A&M is better than we think. To me, I don't think they're the best, but I think they're just good enough to mess up the party. What's up, Troy? Like, I just think Alabama A&M, I don't think they're going to win a SWAC. But do I think they're going to be the drunk girl that shows up to the party that makes you leave early? Yes. 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 That's your friend that you went to the party with, and you was like, oh, I was going to stay, but now I got to leave because of them. That's Alabama A&M. I just think this year they're that football team. Them and FAMU are going to be the SWAC teams that are going to really be the ones to kind of mess up the party for a couple people. That's just my interpretation of the situation. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I don't remember my man's name. That's the way I feel about you. But that's the way I feel about it. I had FAMU 4-2. So going into this game, whew, that's tough. Quarterback for quarterback. Is it wrong to say I got FAMU's quarterback? Like, is that just being a complete homer? And if it is, put in the comments. I don't mind if y'all want to chastise me. Jackson State has a returning quarterback, second year in the system. And I feel like if Doc Holliday was watching, he would be like, oh, we just little old Jackson State. Don't nobody worry about us. We just plugging away. We just going to be perfect by the time of the season. Don't worry about us. We're just the defending division champions. Like, we expect them to win this, though. They're supposed to finish first or second in the conference. Because much like Sweet said, like Dwayne Sweet, like you said, they have an easy schedule. They got 3 teams. They got 3 teams outside of those 3 games. And those 3 games being FAMU, Alabama State, and Alabama A&M. Who you scared of? Like, I ain't scared. If I'm there, I ain't scared of nothing. All right, I'm talking big stick this year. Like, it's cash money. Now, I do say this before I get to the blah, 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 right? A schedule like this, to me, it kind of sets you up that if you go to a Celebration Bowl, I can't pick you to win. Like, you didn't go through nothing. Okay. You went through the gauntlet of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And you played FAMU, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State. Everybody else on your schedule is a bunch of broads. Like, and I'm not saying that to be mean, but it's literally like Tennessee State sucks. Alabama A&M, excuse me. Edward Waters is on a different level. Tuskegee is on a different level. Southern has a first-year coach who, while I think might sneak up and catch somebody week 1, by that time, y'all figured out what he's doing. Alabama A&M, best chance. Grambling, I know Troy likes to call them pick-a-hole Tigers, but I think Grambling going to get got by a couple touchdowns. And then there's this game. And again, this has been a house of horrors for FAMU. But can FAMU overcome? I mean, we've seen this. The quarterback battle is solid. I'm picking those. This is part of that's part. I'm sorry. Just get mad at me. Judge me. It's okay. Running backs push. Receivers, I'm going Jackson. Even though I think honestly, I could argue FAMU. I could really argue FAMU on that. Offensive line, give me Jackson. D-line, give me Jackson. Linebackers, Jackson. Secondary, it's a push for now because I don't think the secondary is that good. No way. Like, so it's pretty even. if you had to ask me if you asked me today and I had to walk out there, it depends who's in front of me. Like anybody else, I'll probably tell you Jackson gonna win. If it's in front of Quinn Fordham Gray, FAMU by 40. Like we're gonna get there. I was like a big trash talk. Big trash talk. But I just when I look at these two teams, the crazy part is it's another homecoming. Like this is disrespectful. When did we become Valley? Like, when did that happen? When did we become Virginia and Lynchburg? This is disrespectful. The disrespect faction. This is the disrespect section. If I had the Marlowe voiceover queued up, I would have stole it and said, this is the disrespect segment. FAMU on 2 homecomings. Troy said it's his birthday. He gonna be up there. He leaving Jack with a lead press on and a few eyebrows. Like, I'm just saying, last year with those blowouts at home. I'm appalled. And I will say this though. For the teams that did it, kudos to you because you got some cojones. Because FAMU's not the worst team in the SWAC. Like, I don't know if y'all made this. You couldn't have made your homecoming dates when we had another coach. He got fired before the season started. Like, it wasn't even criminal. He got fired. Like, we don't lose homecomings. Ours or yours. I just, for this one, and the 100's coming, like, the 100 might be there. I'm just saying. You didn't arrive too late. I'm going to stay Jackson. Like, the FAMU in me says FAMU. Like, every piece of FAMU in me says FAMU. But this is probably going to be your first large crowd of the season. This may be the largest crowd you see all season long. Do I think it's going to be 60,000 in the vet? No. About 50. But it's still going to be loud. I think you're going to get a decent amount of FAMU supporters. It's still a long ride, though. But we played like we were Valley. Heck, Valley beat us twice. Broke our streak. Look, baby says, I think we get them this game. It'll be close. I think it'll come down to the last play. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is why I have FAMU as one of the spoilers of the SWAC. Like, I really feel like FAMU is going to be that team that comes in and messes up some people's season. And Jackson State, Alabama State, be careful. Because as much as I'm kind of like, and it says, am I basing it on JST last year or what they have now? Didn't they lose all their starting offensive linemen and all of their starting defensive linemen? They lost a lot, but they had a heck of a recruiting class. So I can't take away Jackson was very active in recruiting. They did lose their running back. That's why I said for running back, I got FAMU running backs. That's just me. I could be biased. I think offensive line, and I'm like y'all when it comes to the line. I've heard we got some stuff, but as a loyal member of the street committee, me hearing it and me seeing it is two different things. I got to see it. That's just me. Judge somebody else. But I got to see it first. I got to see it in person. JT says, I'm afraid we're getting pushed around up front. That's one of my questions. Like, I know we got a 300-pound lineman on the defensive line. I know we got that. How much is he playing? And is he playing at 300? Like, that's a real question for me. Okay, you a 300-pound offensive lineman. Are you playing at 300? Or are you just fat? Like, that matters. I mean, I'm pushing 2 something right now, and that's fat. Like that ain't even like 220 and fine. I don't like look, post summer was end of the summer was end of the summer. Like just looking through our roster though. I like our DB so far. I like this. I like how tall they are. 6'1", 6 foot. Got a few 5'9s in there. We got some tall defensive backs. 6'3". Like, and I look in the DNs though. 6'4", 205 from Syracuse. You're a rush in. I see one that's almost 300. Two that's about 300. Three that's 300. Four. So we got 4 300-pound defensive linemen. Those are interior linemen. So I'm not as bad off on that. Like 260, okay. I'm okay with that. Linebackers, I like our linebackers this year. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm kind of underselling the linebackers because I'm leaning very heavily on Justice Cross. But even on the offensive line, we got 300s. I see what 335, 300-pounders, 4 300-pounders. Like we got 255. That's against the rules. But overall, I'm okay with our defensive line. I just want to know, do we have it spread out, right? Is it ready? Is it there? So that's what I'm looking at. What's your prediction for this year? I think 9-3. We've beaten Miami. We're not beating Miami, but we may beat Alabama State, and it's possible that we can get Jackson State. I got 8 wins. 8 wins for sure. 7's the floor to me. Like coming in, I was a little higher, but 7 was the floor. Can't cover forever on the back end with no pass rush. I think you got a pass rush specialist, though. I think the thing is, can you get the pass rusher on the field? And if he gets on the field, can you get him off the field? I don't necessarily want a 205-pound defensive end on the field. That's just call a spade a spade. That's not me being mean or anything like that. But when I see 6'4", 203, and I know Isaiah Land, but I just like what 4 teams beat us? It sure is Sugar Ain't Valley. I got UM. I got Alabama State. Maybe Jackson. Outside of that, I don't think Alcorn's a toss-up just because of getting to Alcorn. But if that wasn't part of the equation, the second half of the season is gonna be a movie. Like it's going to be for all intents and purposes after Tennessee State. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not fair. That's not real. After Jackson State, you could just be walking on cruise control. That's just me. So UM, Alabama State, and Jackson State. We sending the demons back. I agree. Those are my teams that I would look out for. Like I definitely think this early part of the season, that's where you kind of catch it. Do I think it's a shock if FAMU beats Jackson State? Only to the Jacksonites. If you ask me today, though, I'm going Jackson, but it's just because of our history. We just had a lesson on history today and predicting the future with my students. So I got Jackson State today just because it's been a treehouse of horrors. But I think if you give this place or this coach 2 years, you're gonna like the way you look. I don't think it's a blowout though. I honestly, I think Lil Baby said it up there. I think it's a one possession game. And if we get our lick back, I'm not surprised. Like I'm not even gonna be like, oh my gosh, it was a shock. No, it's just because I have to pick a winner, and I'm trying not to pick FAMU for every game because y'all know the real. We ain't losing the game. I'm just like, look, the real fan in Keith wants to tell you we ain't gonna lose the game, but there's got to be the realistic piece of me, right? That's why y'all watch. Keith is real. JSU by 40. Man, get that mess out of here. 40. I don't know if Jackson State has the offense to do that this year. If I'm being honest, I still think it's all, if I had to put all my chips on one team, it would be the bet for Alabama State. And can PV bounce back? I think PV lost too much. I think they're gonna be well coached. I think they got some good transfer players that just came in. But I don't know if they got it like that. Don't look past the last 5 games. You look in the last 2 decades, that thing get real ugly. Like, yeah, it ain't. It ain't pretty. Anyways, I do have Jackson State. Since I have to pick someone, I'm going 24-23 Jackson State. So FAMU at this point would be 4-3. That would be likely your last loss of the season for me, though. That's just key. I think I don't think the atmosphere is too big, but I think that atmosphere against that team is a lot. And against a team that both teams should be well oiled by this time of the season. But it's gonna be interesting. This could be, again, this is a toss-up. I just had to pick a winner, and I didn't want to be an absolute homer. Because the homer in me is FAMU. I'm telling you right now. Like, the homer in me is 11-0 or 10-1. Like, the homer in me is saying we only lose to Miami. And there's a part of me that sees that. So, the other part, I didn't get to catch the ONG yesterday. So, I'm going to have to catch that. It's been a long week. And so I missed it yesterday. I will watch it. But I got to catch all of it. But really the part I want to hear, especially the part where Brian talks about the radio network, because much like y'all, I'm disappointed. I don't think it makes a lot of sense that FAMU's not going to have a radio broadcast this year. I think it is, again, another example and another display of the tone deafness some of those that are leading this organization. It's a lack of knowledge. I get streaming is there. And I'm like y'all. I'm guilty of being young. I put it on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I put it on Twitter. Why do I need to do all this extra stuff? There's a QR code on it. Why do I have to do all that? But then there's always that person that reminds me, yes, some people that just call and they buy the tickets and they go to the event. And so I have to put the phone number on it. A lot of times for the boosters, when I do something, I'm like, why I gotta do all that? You just put a QR code and call it a day. I'm young. Like, I'm not young, but I still think like convenience. Some people, the phone is more convenient. For some people, the radio is more convenient. For some of your people that are going to tailgate, they're just gonna be out there with a grill and radio. And everybody's gonna hang around the radio in the parking lot and listen to the game. Like, I don't get it. And I especially don't get it this late in the season, especially when last year you got it for a song. Like the 220 Club threw you a bone. You couldn't find a local radio station to run that for you. You couldn't hit up a Hallelujah 95 or somebody and say, hey, can you give us let's not negotiate a good fee or a good price? Like, and the other part that is frustrating is when you look at, I know Brian, and I talked to Brian offline a little bit about it, but I know he said he's going to mention Florida State. I listen to Florida State games on the radio. I ain't gonna lie to you. I listen to more Florida State games than I watch. I have ridden in the car with Brian in the car listening to Florida State football because we were driving to Tallahassee. FSU was playing, and he know I'm a Seminole fan. And we listened on the XM radio. I don't think there's an understanding of that. And when you're looking just at Jackson State, looking at their schedule, their games are on the radio. Like, if your counterparts are doing it, and they're doing it successfully, you won't even enter the conversation? If the school across the street does it, if UF does it, if every reasonable school does it, why the heck aren't you doing it? Like, I've sat in the car and listened to UCF football, USF football, University of Florida football. But FAMU's not going to do it? Somebody's putting the cart before the horse. And that's my nice way of saying it. Like, I would say you're doing this butt backwards, but the cart is way before the horse on this deal. And it's something where you've been told it works. I don't lay all the blame at the AD's feet because I don't know all the details. This isn't one of those ones where I probably know a little more than I let on. I know enough. I also openly question, where is this program going? Because this seems like another area where things are not lining up. And we ain't heard nothing from nobody. No. And the worst of it, it feels like, I know when I say it feels like the people who service us found out the same way we did. It felt like the people who do your radio broadcast found out that they weren't going to be broadcasting FAMU athletics the same way we did. That's wild. And where is he? Last public engagement a few days ago. He was at graduation, evidently, and he was on the stage at an event a couple of days ago. So if I'm gonna be on you, I'm gonna call you when it's right. So we've seen him. So somewhere looking for this Vision 20 folks just here collecting checks. I mean, we're gonna get to that. It's just sad. The season starts in a couple weeks. No mention of game day reminders, expectations, strike tour efforts. Strike tour is over, I think. Yeah, we kind of did that, JT. Did anyone explain why no more radio? No. And do we have our own announcers? I'll say this. You have more than your own announcers. You have your own announcers, and you have people that would gladly fill in for your announcers. You are not paying them what they were worth. I'll say that. So, and the cost is about $25,000 to broadcast football. Not even 90.5. I'm just saying. Like, I think some of it, where are your people that are supposed to be getting the money? The perception is reality. And reality is we've been right. Yes. Mentioning being right. I don't know if you saw Chair Harper's Facebook post. It was enlightening. It was much of what little baby just said, where it's perception being reality. The things that you've heard in this space and others, she said openly. And she went down the list and went everywhere except for the board of trustees. And she just said, that's a mess. It was enlightening. I was appreciative. I know me personally, I own it. I sent her, I sent her a DM saying, I appreciate you. I appreciate you stepping up and trying to defend FAMU. We know what you were against, but I appreciate it. I definitely said that because I think now we're looking at it and we're seeing fruits of what was planted. I mean, I said the same thing about New College that she said. I've said it here. Whatever happens at New College seems like to be a test place for what's going to happen at FAMU and the other schools. Like, and Dwayne Sweet, you said it best. Vote. And I said it. She said it. She named the candidate. I didn't even name the candidate outright. I've hinted. Vote for people who are going to support FAMU. Like, whoever you vote for should support. If you're a FAMU person, they should support you, your family, your job, and your university. Not in that order. But in that line, if you are a FAMU person who's going to say, hey, I'm supporting FAMU, well, baby said, I voted yesterday. That's the way you get it in. And it was enlightening, though. When she started at the top, she started one with the revenues. And I feel like we all felt that same way when we looked at the money coming in. And I gave Marva a pass on some of that with the revenue because we know the landscape we live in. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a curse word. That is what that is. And that has a financial cost to the HBCUs of the world, where the ongoing pursuit has a cost, and I won't say benefit analysis because it's not benefiting the HBCU. But you're also seeing where the administrative costs. I mean, I've said it here too. She laid it out. I've said it. Hey, I can look in athletics and see $1 million before I get to a football coach or the first coach. I can see $1 million before I get to somebody who's on the field quick. Like, she opened it up and she openly stated some of the concerns about some of the people in other leadership. She mentioned law school. That's what we need. And I'll be honest, me personally, I'm at that place when it comes to this that I'm kind of questioning some things. Like, how much does speaking out do? Is that going to move the needle? Versus, I need to vote. And I'll just vote. But I'm also probably realizing with Chair Harper's comments and her statements and just kind of having this platform, right, that saying what you need to say and voting like it matters, because those people that are going to win are going to listen to what's been said, not to what's being said. So it's a good hour of your time. If you are a FAMU person, it's worth your time. I highly encourage you to go on to Facebook and check it out. Drop a like, drop a share. Some of the people that you know will be in the comments. And it raises a lot of questions. It points out some of the facts that even I pointed out about our athletic director. Like, man, I wish you the well. I hope you do some great things. Um, it's not just because you're a brother in Christ. It's not just because you're a brother in the frat, but it's because I want the best for FAMU. And it was like, bro, yo, the experience is a question. As my dad like to say, one thing you can't beat is experience. And what we're missing in a lot of areas at FAMU is experience. Like, you got to be a Republican to get a job at FAMU right now. That's the way it looks. And if that's the case, that's the case. That's cool. I mean, I don't knock it, but be upfront about it. And if you're gonna do that, hire the best. If you're going to participate in cronyism, at least get some qualified cronies. We just getting these new ninjas who ain't never did this before. And it's not just there. It's across the landscape. Just a whole lot of new people that ain't never did this before. And it's just bringing questions. And B Stark has the plan been published? No. Plan was supposed to come 2 months ago. At this point, there is no plan. There is a plan. I know there's a plan. I've been told there's a plan. I've just been told that the plan isn't that great. Just being honest. Like, I could lie to you. I could sit on, but it's just the plan's not great. Needs work. And the problem is the clock is kicking. Is ticking. Like, we are literally 3 weeks from a football game. Like, in 3 weeks, we're gonna be staring a football game in the face and saying, "Who you got? Alabama State's coming. Albany State's coming. Excuse me. Then OBC's coming." Like, those questions are important, and the problem is we don't have answers. Questions about a lot of things related to game day stuff. I'll say this, and I love Brian's post, the picture of him and Tiffany Dawn Sykes, and trust and believe. Brian has been getting roasted for that tweet, but this feels like when Tiffany Dawn Sykes started as AD all over again. Like, you got another person who never did this before going into their first game, and it smells like it's going to be a cluster. It just looks like it's going to be an abject feces show in some places. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to be that great of an environment. Like, the fans are going to be amazing. Get there early. Like, for the game against Albany State, I'm going to implore every FAMU fan, get to the game 45 minutes or an hour earlier than you would so that you can get in and get comfortable. Because if you wait till the last minute, you'll be standing in line. That's the vibe. It's that kind of vibe. Like, it's the kind of vibe where administrators are going to be scanning tickets again. Like, I really feel like at times we're going back to that level of Bush League. Like, do you need people to just volunteer? Like, did y'all see they got people volunteering to clean the stadium? Which is cute. But where they do that at? Like, you don't have a cleanup company to clean up the stadium? Is Bragg not worth a cleanup crew? A professional one? Like, I don't doubt it, but I openly question it. I get if you want to get some high school students and let them get their community service hours in. I'm all great with that. My brother-in-law, cleans stadiums for a living. Gets well compensated to do it. And he lives in that area up there. But post game, 3 weeks before the season start, you asking for volunteers? Like, and I'm looking it up. It involves professional stadium housekeepers, specialized contractors, and local nonprofit volunteer groups working overnight. So it's not just the volunteers. And I'm not saying FAMU doesn't have a professional team to do it. But that just isn't a good look. What's up, cuz? Next week, I got you. But I just feel like just looking at this stuff when it comes to our athletics, it's unprofessional. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, there are professionals there. There are people who are doing good work. You saw Dennis just literally helped our coach get up there onto Paul Feinbaum. You've seen daily videos hyping you up for football season. They're telling you that the meet the teams for the fall is going to be the same day as the Rattler Booster kickoff thing. Get your tickets. Like, but a piece of this is just off. Like, it's not where it needs to be. It goes back to Lil Baby's comment. Perception is reality. And we've been saying this. We've been saying the quiet part out loud amongst ourselves. Yo, this don't look right. Like, I don't know if y'all ever saw Salute Your Shorts, but they had a black girl in there. Her name was Tully. I had a crush on her. She was cute. But she had this one episode, and something wasn't right. And she just said, something ain't right. And that's how I feel about this. Like, get to the stadium early. Enjoy the tailgate. Do all that kind of stuff. Download your tickets. Do everything you can to get your game day one prep right. Because some things are just missing. And for the people who have watched us do it on little or nothing, and watched us do it and mess it up, and then turn around and stand in front of y'all and fix it, it seemed like we went back to square one. Like, I'm just being real. It feels like that first time Tiffany Dawn Sykes did this, and folks were standing outside the stadium, and the game kicked off, and you looked and like, there are lines. The people ain't in the stadium. What's wrong? Like, choice to let me wash my cape. I'm just saying, like, it's one of those times where, going back to what Cher Harper said, you can see it and you can notice it. And as excited as I am for football, I still got those questions. I got questions about leadership. And I got questions of, okay, if it does cost you $25,000 for radio, did you try to source it somewhere else? Can you do it with somebody that's not Cumulus? Do you have an exclusive deal with them? Like, I ask those questions, and that's asking from the piece of I don't know. I ask the questions of, what have you done to re-establish a relationship with the alumni as the athletic director? Like, where have you been? Not saying you haven't been out and about, but when I'm saying where have you been, when the boosters have their event, will you be there? When the NAA has events, even in Orlando, where were you? Like, we know the strike tour, you were there, but Marvin came to the one in Orlando. Like, how are you building a relationship with us? If this is a 2030 plan, that means that you plan to be here at 2030. How are you going to be someplace when, let's go ahead and say, the writing is on the wall? The people are telling you they're going to vote. Especially these people telling you which way they're voting. Even if Byron Donalds, if Rocket wins, you might be safe. But you don't think these folks are going to get embarrassed? You don't think this board of trustees is going to get tired of folks talking greasy to them? I'll tell y'all this. For anybody who never leaves the FAMU space, one of the worst questions when somebody outside of the space asks you, yeah, I be wanting to, but y'all can't get y'all stuff together. You know, man, no, what you mean? And they list the same stories we list. And you were like, yeah, sweep around your own dough, but it's dirty around mine. Like, AD coming on the show next week. Did he try to raise money? Relationships you can't raise money without relationships. Like, where's the sponsorships? Where are the partnerships? Where's the money? It's like, I definitely voted that way. I'm just saying. He didn't even go to media day, but was Tootsie rolling with the board instead. And I don't get mad at him for going to the board meetings. Like, go to the board of trustees meetings. I understand you also work for Valencia. You sit on their board. But if relationships matter, and if all these people are supposed to bring in all this money, when are they going to start bringing money and building relationships? Like, y'all heard what Sherry Harper said about, hell, even the president. She was like, yeah, Martha's Vineyard there, and then deuces. I mean, that's a secondary source. If one of my students are watching. But yeah, how are you building a relationship? How are you going to build this program? How are you going to address the issues? If we don't see you, we don't know you. Like, I'm going to say it the way our frat brother would say it. My pro fight. Nigga, I don't know you. And I say that and I quote E. Scott. I don't never say that in front of nobody. But brother, I don't know you. And that's the problem. In the FAMU space, we don't know you. And we're not going to give to anybody we don't know. I want you to win. I want you to be great. I want you to achieve. Achievement is what we do. This ain't achieving. This ain't what noobs do. It's not. This is a letdown. And I'm saying that because I mean it. And that hurts. Because I'm fairly sure you were in the room when I stood in the room. And I told you what I wanted from this organization. And I don't mean FAMU. So for those who don't know, I interviewed for Kappa twice. I made it the second time. This ain't achievement. And that's disappointing. Because when I look over there at Jackson State and I see that this is the second time that brother's been courted by a Texas school, and Texas Southern is appearing to be in the runnings, that's achievement. When I look at Dr. McClellan and I see that the folks have spoken, he's brought SWAC TV, he's making money off of it, that's achievement. That's what we do. I don't see achievement at FAMU. I just see toe in the line. And we're better than that. But, anyways, let's get off of that, man. Look, give y'all a quick 30-minute break, man, before we get ready for Fat Mouth Sports. Gather the Old Men podcast. It's gonna be interesting, man. The Rattler boosters, put this up there one more time. They are doing their kickoff. They have spots left. Looking for people to purchase tickets and to purchase tables. Unfortunately, I will not be there. So as such, I'm probably not gonna do on anything there. But because we actually have our golf tournament the same day, and it doesn't end until about that time. So I look, still a school teacher. It ain't hit yet. So it ain't disposable to do the disposing of that. But if I was able to go, I would definitely head up there, catch it. 75 per person, 600 for a table. Also, the Rattlers in Arms tailgate is coming. If you have not signed up, get ready. First home game, it is there. They have all the vitrials for a decent price. Scan the QR code. I'll take off the comments so you can see, man. But it's going to be a good time. August 29th, the RV Rattlers in the Strike Zone, 1 p.m. tailgate. The menu is menuing. Like, I'm just going to leave it there. You ain't got to cook. They cooking for you, man. All right, y'all. For everybody here at HBCU Digital Network, man, the wife, the kids, everybody, you already know what's up, what it's always going to be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how